Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And last week I went to Nashville to go to my friend Tim Wildsmith's ordination. And whenever I go to Nashville, I always drop by McKays. And it seems like every time I go to McKays, I always hit something pretty cool. And I did this time, so I want to show you what I got. Two things are brand new. I'm going to open them right in front of you. And I mean brand new in the sense that they are unopened. They are not new releases. These things are decades old. But this looks to be around a year 2000 release of the NASB 1995, and back then I guess it was called the updated editions. I don't know a whole lot about this, but I will show you some things that I thought was pretty nice. Number one, this leather cover feels pretty good. It says genuine leather. I don't believe this is a bonded leather because it actually feels really nice. Has a paper liner, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's held together, but I don't perceive this has been used a whole lot. Has a has a nice little presentation page. Has a matrimony page, and then it has your births, and of course it has a title page. And on a title page, this lets me know that this is a third printing of this edition in the year 2000, and it was printed in Belgium. And what this reminds me of is it reminds me of the NASB Pitt Minion. It has that minion-sized font. I'd say this font's probably even a little bit smaller than the Pitt. This looks to be probably about a 6. I don't have any information on this, so if any of you have any information on this text block, let me know about it. But it does really remind me of the Pitt Minion. And one thing about the Pitt Minion that I don't like is that it doesn't start a new book on a new page. Also, what's a little bit wild about this is the ghosting is significant enough that it makes it look like those references are gray in the middle, but that column is not gray, it's white. It's just because of the ghosting. So this is an amazing paper. It was printed in Belgium. The words of Christ are in red. It does not give any appearance of being line matched. It looks to be a little off to me on some pages. Once you get to the back, you're going to have your standard concordance that you see in most of your NASBs, and of course this one is an older edition, and it's going to have your maps, and this was published by World Bibles. I thought this was really cool. This is a compact reference Bible from Thomas Nelson. It has the old Thomas Nelson logo, so you know this is an older edition. And then when I opened it, I was pleased to see this thing has never been opened before. So let's go ahead and open it. Smells just like the 1980s. So this, oh my goodness, come on. Genuine bonded leather. That I've never understood that. I'm so glad that's not a marketing technique anymore by our publishers, but it has a, okay, it is not magnetic. It is, woo, this thing is stiff. So it has a snap designed for travel or whatever, but when you open it, goodness, this cover is stiff. Probably because it's been in this plastic for, oh, but that, check it out. Nice little classic layout. Again, reminiscent of the Pitt Minion. So really like this, and this paper looks good. Let's see if we can get some information on the title page. Let's see what's going on here. This is a nice vinyl liner. It's going to have that buckle mark. That's kind of a bummer, but it has a decent little presentation page. And then when we get to the title page, this is printed in the Republic of Korea, copyright 1972 by Thomas Nelson. So we're looking at this possibly being from the 70s. Not sure. If somebody can tell me what these numbers mean, maybe that'll clarify some things. But really nice layout. This flap is really in the way. That's annoying. I guess over time you could bend it out, but I would not find this very useful. The gilding is still stuck together. I love the sound of gilding cracking. Oh, look at there. There's a ribbon. Okay, one decent little double-sided satin burgundy ribbon. Nice little headband and tailband. This is a sharp little Bible. I could do without the flap here. That's something that kind of gets on my nerves. But let's see if the New Testament words of Christ are in red. Let's see if Thomas Nelson from the 70s kept the word. Oh, yep, they are, and a good little dark red too. So now one more thing. Let's see if they start a book on its own page. No, and they don't. So that's something about compact Bibles that I've always found kind of annoying. But let's see what we got at the end. Okay, we got a little bitty font concordance, and we got index to the maps. We have more index to the maps, and then we have, oh goodness, it's stuck. Hold on. Okay, the gilding's just stuck together. Wow, check that out. I've never seen that before. But again, this thing's been in packaging for possibly 40 plus years. So decent little maps. I like that these maps don't have the white backing around them. That's kind of neat. All right, so one more. And this is what I perceive to be the initial launch of the HCSB. So I'm thinking this is the first HCSB ever produced. If someone knows what this is and that's not what it is, let me know, but we're going to go ahead and open this. So let's check it out. It's not gilded, so this isn't really a big high-end fancy Bible, but thought it was cool nonetheless. Couldn't pass it up. I think I paid $4 for it if I remember correctly. Either the liner is a map or the map is completely, wow, so check that out. The back liner is a map. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. So now let's check out the front. Okay, so the front liner is the presentation page. All the way. Now I've seen this before, but I've never seen it continued. That is really wild. I've never seen that before. Now let's check out this layout. Okay, so this is just straight up text. No notes, no references, no nothing. Let's see what they did with the New Testament. Nice little paragraph layout. It's got pretty decent poetry markers here. Oh, there's a ribbon. All right, one brown ribbon. It is single-sided, one single-sided ribbon. So you see the poetry looks like poetry in paragraph format. Really nice layout, really small font. I'm going to guess that to be about a 7. When we get to the New Testament, what do we got? Okay, words of Christ are in red. And one thing about the Holman Christian Standard Bible or the Christian Standard Bible, which just happens to be the Holman Christian Standard Bible, is whenever the Old Testament is quoted in the New Testament, they put it in bold lettering there. Also, this one occasionally uses Yahweh as the rendering for the divine name. So I think these are 3 pretty good little finds. This is probably the best of the 3 from a layout standpoint, but this is probably my favorite because I just really enjoy having a vintage Thomas Nelson Bible, Words of Christ in red with references in the middle. I don't like they start the books in the middle of pages, and the red letters are pretty nice. The paper on this one is good. The paper on this one is good. The paper on this one is really good. Now let's take a quick look at the title page on this. All right, so this just says, is this an 8th edition printed in 2013? Because if that's the case, then this definitely isn't a launch copy. So if anybody knows what in the world I have, let me know, because I think they're all pretty cool. They all have really good paper, so that's kind of surprising. This one's printed around 2000. This one seems to be printed 2013. And then this one seems to be printed in 1972. All 3 in great condition, these 2 brand new. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.